your money works here. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. Locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. It's the end of an era for a River West institution. After more than 20 years, the River West Co-op is closing, leaving many in the community reflecting on what it meant to be the neighborhood. Former volunteer coordinator Nikolai Chajo says this.
The co-op never measured its success by the money it made. Its motto was food for people, not for profit. And in that sense, every day that it was open and bringing people in and building relationships, it was achieving what it set out to achieve.
Chajo and other volunteers say while the store itself is closing, its impact on the neighborhood will last well beyond the final day. A man is arrested for a violent assault on UW-Madison's campus. Police say the victim was critically injured in a targeted and unprovoked attack. It happened in a parking lot adjacent to Camp Randall Stadium at 2 a.m. on Saturday. The suspect fled the scene, and police later located and arrested Keith Jones without incident. Jones faces tentative charges of aggravated battery with intent to cause great bodily harm, robbery, and violating probation. The ACLU of Wisconsin petitions the state's high court to make it illegal to hold ICE detainees in Wisconsin jails. The lawsuit claims sheriffs from Walworth, Brown, Kenosha, Sauk, and Marathon counties are voluntarily holding people for an additional 48 hours after they should be released under state law. The extra hold time allows for immigration agents to get custody of individuals so they can be deported. The organization claims that ICE sends detainers even for people with no criminal records or people who still have charges pending in Wisconsin courts. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is, where'd it go? The number. That's what I get for being in the middle of doing something while I am sitting here trying to finish something. It's just one of them days. I have to tell you about my Sunday. It was crazy. And yes, I'm doing two things at one time because every time I do one thing at one time, I lose focus. And so I want you to know exactly what happened to me on yesterday. So I was fumbling around doing my show topic, my show topic. I was doing my show prep, and I came across a story, and it was about what happened to me on Sunday. And it wasn't that bad. It was how they handled it initially. And later, well, I think it got fixed, but it wasn't great. And so what I'm going to do is read this story to you from JS Online that talks about what happened to me. So the story on JS Online is from yesterday, the simple story. And it was kind of cute the way the story was written, because if you read the story, you might think that everything was cool and, it was no big deal, right? Not so. The story says Amtrak train going from Milwaukee to Chicago collides with construction vehicle. Now, let me be 100% totally honest. I was not on that train. I was not on the train that was on its way to Chicago that hit something, some construction vehicle. So I don't know if you know, going to Chicago on Amtrak, the Hiawatha line, there's an area where it goes to one track. Usually there's two tracks, one northbound, one southbound. But in this instance, it's only one track. They're doing construction. So they have to hold the train or put trains in certain staggered schedules so that they don't pass that section of the track at the same time and have to stop and wait, right? That way you can get to Chicago in an hour and 42 minutes or an hour and whatever they say. So get on the train. Train left at 1:05, supposed to be in Chicago at 2:44. That's the Amtrak schedule. That's what's posted. That's what time it left. They tell you doors close 5 minutes early, and they roll out. And if you ain't there, too bad. Kelly Arsenault wrote the story for Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. So that's it. So she wrote the story today. It was updated at 12:47 p.m. Central Time. So the story basically tells, it's accurate, but train leaves at 1:05. At about 1:47, 1:50, we get a text that says, hey, train is holding because there's an accident. So I'm thinking to myself, well, dude, if there's an accident, there's really no way we're going to be able to get there. Like, I don't really understand how we're going to get there. So I get the usual, hey, we're lucky. Thanks for coming. Wait room, guest, great hall, blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden it says delay notification as of 1:47. Train 336 is currently being held at Sturtevant due to a disabled train blocking the route ahead. Well, the train wasn't disabled. The train hit a construction vehicle, a forklift that's attached to it. So they're doing work on one. I'm assuming this part based on what I saw in the picture. So I thought, well, what's going on? So, of course, I look up ABC 7 in Chicago, Channel 7 on the internet, and I see at basically a little before 12, this train hit the construction vehicle. And so the story says an Amtrak train heading from Milwaukee to Chicago crashed into a construction vehicle September 21st in Lake Forest, Illinois, authorities say. The person operating the construction vehicle, a front-end loader, was treated at a hospital for non-life-threatening injuries, according to the Lake Forest Police Department. None of the 206 passengers and crew members on the train were injured, Amtrak spokesperson Mark Magliari said, if I'm saying that name right. Police say the collision happened around, you ready? 12:05, September 21st,
and prompted emergency response from Lake Forest Police and Fire Departments. The front-end loader was working on maintenance on the track, police said. Magliari said the train was canceled. All the passengers finished their route to Chicago on a Metro train, and normal operations resumed by late afternoon, September 21st, Magliari said. They said the story was updated due to an inaccuracy. I don't know what that inaccuracy was. Now, I was on that train that was after it, that left at 1:05. So what I don't understand is if this train left early and it hit something and it's stranded, why did you let us leave the intermodal station? Why would Amtrak let a train leave knowing that it's blocked? Well, I guess in their estimation, it was going to be cleared and we could just go. So we got to Sturtevant and we had to wait. And wait. Now, granted, train gets in at 2:44. I have an event to be at from 3 to 6. Downtown. I'm giving this out to you. In the 400 block of North Michigan Avenue. So if you know where the Union Station is in Chicago to the 400 block of North Michigan, it is literally an 8-minute Uber ride. So I had enough time to make it to Chicago, wait for an Uber, get an Uber, get to where I'm going, get in the elevator, and be there before 3 o'clock. Why? Because the train, the Uber came like within a minute. I think it was 2 minutes, and it's an 8-minute ride. That's 10 minutes out of 16. Elevator would have got me there in about a minute and a half. I could rock this thing. No, I sat in Sturtevant for a couple hours. So now I'm sitting in Sturtevant and I'm thinking to myself, well, technically, because I parked at the intermodal station, I could actually go get I could take an Uber from Sturtevant to the intermodal station downtown. And I looked and it said it would take 23 minutes. Then it said it would take 30 minutes. I was like, okay, whatever. Because I use Waze, the app for traffic. And so I say, I'm going to wait. So I waited. I said, I'm going to give it till 3 o'clock. Then I said, I'm going to give it till 3:30. Because I calculated if I can leave and take a half hour to get there and a half hour to drive back past Sturtevant on my way to Chicago, the train started moving at about 3:30. So the time it would have taken me to go back and get there in an hour, the train would have already been moving. I literally would have been in the same place. But it didn't. So we waited, and we waited, and we kept getting updates. And we kept getting updates. And then at 3:01, they said it remained stopped. At 3:36, it resumed service. So in the time I could have gone back to get my car and come back, I would have been on the road at the same time as the train and got there at the same time. So I said, fine, I'm going to stay on the train. Then the train kept getting stopped because the train that was in front of us, no, let me go back. So the train would go and then it would stop and then it would go and then it would stop, and I'm wondering what's going on. In the meantime, I go on X and I start on X like, hey, what's up? I'm stuck, blah, 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 blah. They, in turn, hit me on X and say, hey, can you DM Amtrak? We'd love to talk to you. Because I complained about the fact that this response seems canned. Like, this seems like AI. The person texts me back and says, I'm not AI. This is not AI. This is an actual customer service person. I said, okay. He or she said, I'll DM you. They never identified themselves. So I DM'd them. And on X, I sent a direct message, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Meanwhile, on X, I've put several updates on, hey, this is what they're doing, and this is what they're saying, and blah, 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 right? So they do we're truly sorry. Meanwhile, I'm putting on there, we've stopped again, it's terrible service. We're truly sorry to hear how this delay affected your plans and add to an already difficult travel experience. We look forward to hearing from you when your trip is complete so that we can look into how we can make this up to you. So I got to wait till it's over? I guess that depends on the severity. And so I said, lose the canned passive responses. I missed an important event with 100 people there. There's nothing Amtrak can ever do to recreate the event. Now it's raining. The train is stopped for now 20 more minutes. We roll at 15 miles an hour, then we stop. I will literally be late for my trip to Milwaukee on Amtrak coming back. That's how terrible your service is. This has turned into a wasted afternoon with a train ride back to Milwaukee from Chicago in 2 hours, all wasted time. And then I said, I'm requesting vouchers. Amtrak said, we'll offer you an electronic transportation voucher, the amount of $20 for your reservation. I'm like, excuse me? That's not even the cost of my ticket where I missed what I was going to. Are you kidding me? So I sent the information in on my wife. The transportation voucher is valid for 1 year. Ooh, 1 whole year for $20? Your ticket costs more than $20. But that's what I get for dealing with a quasi-governmental agency. We have issued the request for vouchers for you and your wife. Really? So you know what I did, right? I went to LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn, well, let me put it like this. On X, I might have, let me see how many people. X, I got 259 followers, right? Which is like, people don't like me on X, I guess. I'm just saying. Or maybe that's just what I have. On LinkedIn, I got 3,582 followers and 500 plus connections, which is probably around 3,000. Guess what? They hit me back with an email and said, we're gonna refund you and your wife the full price for your tickets. Now, does that make up for the trip? No, because I missed everything. I literally got there and in an hour got back in line to go back home. On top of that, it started raining. Now, granted, Amtrak did make us good. They made us whole. They gave us our money back, and I am very appreciative to Amtrak for that. But if you know that there's a blockage, why don't you just stop all the trains and let people wait and let people decide what they want to do versus you making sure you keep their money? And so because you hadn't taken the ticket, and so the bad part about it is they're telling people, well, if we stop in Sturtevant, if you get off the train and we leave, we'll leave you. But also, we haven't taken your ticket, so you can get alternative plans. So when I checked, I said, we could go back, get back in a half hour, and in 30 minutes be right back here. This train is still sitting here. We could actually get to Chicago in time. Like, we could literally get there by like 3:30. And then I checked Uber. And at the time I was saying it, and this is about at 1:47 around when it happened, Uber was like, Uber was at like $70. Hey, for $70, you can get a trip back to, and I thought that was kind of high, but I mean, it's Uber. Gas prices are high, everything's high. So, and I'm kind of cheap. So I said, okay. Finally, when they had the second holdup, I went, okay, this is ridiculous. We're still sitting here at 3:30. Now, this is about 5 minutes before we started rolling at about 3:35, 3:36. Let me get an Uber, and I'm just leaving. I'm going home. Uber was $132 to $152. I said, nope, I'm staying on the train. It took us 5 hours. We got to Chicago at 6:05. By the time we walked down the platform and got upstairs to Adams Street, it was 6:08. I was livid. No information. Updates every 15 minutes, but didn't have any information. And I thought to myself, how do you categorize a day where literally you spent the afternoon on a train with people you didn't know? How do you categorize something that happened? Now, granted, let me say this. In Amtrak's defense, they did a great job in keeping the conductors on that train were phenomenal. Happened to be the same conductors on the train when I went back to Milwaukee, but that kind of scared me. I was like, They did a good job. They gave me my money back for the trip, so I got a free trip. Right? But how do you categorize a trip like this? For the first time in my life, this Amtrak ride was a train ride from hell.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth. Coming with straight truth.
Be careful of the decisions that you make and the company that you keep, because that is going to determine a certain consequence. So you don't have to wait to go to prison, or you don't have to wait to figure it out what the consequences may be. All you got to do is look at your decision making and who you allow in your space. If they making wild decisions, wild things gonna happen. But you don't get to choose what wild things are gonna happen.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 101.7 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent, as an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
Hey, Journey team, it's me, Coach Erica. The clock is ticking. Are you being intentional each day? Is your mindset in the right place? Are you financially planning for your future? Do you have life insurance? What are you waiting on? Allow me to assist you on your journey to success. Visit ericaodomjourney.com today or email me at ericaodom@odomhomes.com. Let's take this next step together.
Fall in Milwaukee, where the air is crisp, the drinks are cold, and the good times are just heating up. Stroll Milwaukee's lakefront and explore its parks as they burst into a kaleidoscope of golds, ambers, and reds. Raise a glass at a beer garden that feels like a neighborhood block party, Milwaukee style. And just as the temps fall, Brewers baseball is turning up the heat. October dreams are made right here. This season, every color, every cheer, every sip, it all comes together in Milwaukee. Craft your perfect getaway at visitmilwaukee.org.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker, And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm out on Friday, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know now. Who's filling in for me Friday? Do we know? Is it DT? That's some small writing, ain't it? You don't know? I'm just okay. I ain't here on Friday, y'all. I'm taking the day off, chilling over the weekend, relaxing, chillaxing, taking it out. Hey, what's up, Quanda? SE, Curly Q, what's going on? Sincere, Ronnie Ray Real, where you been back? He said, I'm black. I hate when people do that. Replace back with black and, all it is just, anyway. This opening music, where is it from? What opening music? Like in my open? Or like, I don't know. The name of the song in the background is Mr. Professor. So just so you know, you can check it out on Spotify. Oh, look at that. Sylvia said, good afternoon, Dr. Ken. How are you, handsome? I'm doing good. Okay, all right. Kwanda said, and you're really about to be if you focus on two things at once when it's difficult for you to do one. Yes, yeah. Did I get a new phone yet? Look, y'all, look. I didn't get a new phone yet. It's still cracked. You see the crack? Somebody laughed at me the other day when I put my face on my phone and somebody said, well, that's silly. I said, well, if you have my phone, can you explain why my picture's on your phone if you don't know me and it's your phone? Yeah. So, yeah, it's cracked to crap, but it works, and it texts, and it calls, and it does all that stuff. The lights work, the camera work, the phone, Wi-Fi, all that works. So, I'm going to upgrade it. I think I got like a couple of $100 left on paying it off, and it's a 14 Pro, and I heard the 17 just came out. I think I might get one. And they said that phone, you don't need a case. But I also heard that if you're driving at 75 miles an hour and your phone fall off your car, you're not going to need a case. It ain't going to matter what case you have on it. I did have a case on it one time. That was a case with rubber and then plastic on the outside. The problem was the phone was so good that it kept overheating because there was no air. So, then there was that. Let me see. U.S. trains need to be faster like East Asian train. No, they don't. Matthew, why are you always the opposite of everything everybody else say? They need to be faster. They need to be, but then you don't want to pay for nothing. It's amazing. Quanda said, thank God you wasn't on that train, though. It wasn't. They clipped it, right? So the forklift was hanging over, and the train hit it and kind of spun the guy around and knocked it off the track. And it was non-life-threatening injuries, got shaken up. Train was fine and kept going. They kept slowing us down. Well, when you can see the lights on the train in front of you, you automatically have to stop. Those are the rules. So we did that like 5 or 6 times. I'm like, come on, can we just get there? And Sylvia, it wasn't that I was mad. It's that I don't think they took care of it in a way that they should have. They never should have let us leave Milwaukee. They should have told us, and then we could have decided whether or not I could just walk back to my car and drive. But they didn't do that at all. Laurent said, I was on a bullet from Taipei City to Kent, Taiwan, 220 miles an hour. I'll never take Amtrak again. I'll drive. Well, once you get used to doing 220, number one. Number two, they on an island, so they ain't got nowhere to go. From Taipei City to Taiwan. Okay, yeah. They're on an island, so I mean, where you going to go? You should go fast. Curly Q say, poor Ken. He said on top of that, it started raining. Yeah, it did. It literally started. I'm like, and now here come this cloud. It's turning black. I'm like, what else can go wrong? It's just terrible. But yeah, so I made it, got there, got back, got home at about 9:30, 9:40. And you know when you're driving home, you get in home and you park, and then you back into the garage and you realize that you don't have any gas. I'm like, so I had to go out and get gas. And then I came home. You ready? Wide awake. I'm like, this day can't go no worse. I didn't go to bed till about 1 o'clock. And it just went from there. But I made it. Thank God I made it. 833-212-1017 is the number. So here's something. By the way, let me double check the weather, because the weather was getting kind of weird. There's a marginal risk of severe weather today. Showers and possible thunderstorms this evening will give way to cloudy skies after midnight. The low is supposed to be 62, winds from the west-southwest, 5 to 10 miles an hour. 80% chance of rain. They expect about an inch. So, yay, more rain. I'm just so happy. All right. So here's the deal. Came across this story on Veg Out. It's kind of cool. I'm going to tell you my rendition, but then I have a question for you. Survey asked 40 baby boomers what they regret most about their life, and the same 3 answers kept showing up. It's not missed promotions or lost chances. Well, they talked to people in their 60s and 70s about life regrets. They expected a wide range of answers. They talked about careers they never pursued, places they wish they'd visited, relationships they wish had lasted. But what surprised them, the author, was 3 things kept coming out. 40 different conversations. These same things kept coming out. Number 1, not spending enough time with loved ones. Now, if you got kids, your kids don't want to spend time with you. You'll be like, hey, I'm coming to visit. I got something to do. I got somewhere to go. Now, they may regret it later, but I be trying. No, I hang out with my daughters all the time, and they come visit all the time, so everything's cool. Number 2 was not taking care of their health earlier. So, like, by the time you decide to work out and you skipped exercise and you smoked cigarettes and you drank a lot and just assume your body was always going to bounce back, hey, all y'all in your 20s and 30s, yeah, that's not going to happen. Just so you know, as you age, your body will start to tell you, yo, player, I'm slowing down. You need to slow down. Now, can I get some stuff? And I can still be pretty active. I can play like football. I don't like basketball, so I don't play basketball. But I would play some football any day of the week. If I'm 80, I'm going to probably play some football. I'm just saying. You can tackle me, but I get to tackle you too. I'm just saying. So I love football. That's just my thing. But the number 3 reason was letting fear hold them back. And so when people ask me, why do you do so much, and how have you done all this stuff? And, I know Matthew is out there going, oh, you're so conceited and arrogant. But how are you successful at this stuff? I tell people, I had to fight through the fear. Like, on my father's side of the family, including my sisters, everybody went to college. But nobody had an advanced degree. So when I went to go get an MBA at Concordia, that was a stretch. I already went back and got my second bachelor's degree. And so I thought, I'm already here. I may as well keep going. That was kind of a fluke. But then when it came to PhD, I ran into so many so much trouble, I thought maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this, and then I did it, and it went through. But fear is the number one thing that held baby boomers back. Now, this generation, they don't seem to have any fear. And then when stuff goes wrong, they shut down because nobody gave them the tools, and I'm being general, of course. Nobody gave a lot of them the tools to be able to say, hey, And so they tend to misinterpret what they see. And I see you, Dion. They tend to misinterpret what they see. For instance, if I stand here, right, for those of y'all on YouTube, if I stand here and if I put my hands up like this, what does that mean? Most people interpret that as something different. This can mean defiance. I'm not going. It can also mean endurance. I stood up. But because it means different things to different people, many times we misinterpret what we're looking at. And so we might look at something and think that it's going to be hard, or we can't make it, or we can't do it, when in actuality, we can. We're just scared. And it takes a lot to admit when you're scared. It takes a lot to admit, I'm terrified of doing that, but I'm going to do it anyway. Maybe I was just dumb. Okay, this kind of dumb, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to just go. Just do it. Find out. Because for me, I was always taught, if you fail, that means somebody kicked you out. They fired you, but don't you select yourself out of anything. And so that's how I did in life. I did it with the radio station. Oh, I'm going to go, oh, should I do it? Oh, no. Should I do it? I don't know. Do it. And if don't self-select yourself out the process. Jump in the process, and if they say no, they say no. If they say yes, they say yes. And to override that fear is tough in baby boomers because we got our parents in our head who grew up during the Depression saying, you better hide your money, don't trust the bank. And you got people dying with hundreds of thousands of dollars in mattresses and boxes buried in the backyard. But then today, they just run rough. Hey, we just going to drive whatever way we want to drive, climb whatever we want to climb. Something happened, it just happened. I don't know. Dion, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hi, Dr. Ken. You know how you were speaking of the people in their 60s and 70s and speaking about not spending time with their family or their loved ones?
Mm-hmm.
You know, whenever those subjects come up, I always think about the song Cats in the Cradle.
Yep.
Remember Cats in the Cradle?
Yep.
You know, when you're young, your parents don't want to spend time with you. But then when you get older, it's like now they want to spend time with you.
What
now
do you mean parents don't want to spend time with you? That's not true. Oh.
Well, no, not all, but I'm saying, but if you think about that song and what you're speaking of.
Right.
That song comes to mind because a lot of people have gone through that.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they get older in life and they get their own families, now their parents want them to just be with them. But you've got your own life to live now. You weren't raised spending time with them, but now that you want to spend time with your children and your grandchildren, then your parents feel like they're left on the back burner.
Now, are you talking X or millennials?
No, I'm speaking of the you know, what you were mentioning the survey about the people like in their 60s and their 70s.
Right.
You know. You don't think the song "The Cats in the Cradle"? Oh,
it's totally appropriate. It's spot on. Part of I think the issue is the part of the song where they talk about your kids grow up just like you.
True.
And we have to make sure that we don't train our children to be like us, but to be better than us. And many times children do what they're taught, So if you stay busy, they stay busy. If you don't come visit your mother and father, then they don't go visit their mother and father. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Correct. So like you said, you have to change. You have to change that cycle. And some people have, and some people stay in it.
Yeah, that's true. So very true.
You have a good day.
All right, you too.
Okay, bye.
Just the other day, he came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking for I knew it, and as he grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad, you know I'm gonna be like you. And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then.
And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazagat.
Southbound on 41, we got backups from Appleton Avenue all the way down to Capitol Drive. The northbound side's heavy from Mayfair Road up to Capitol. Got more delays south of the Zoo interchange on the southbound bypass all the way down towards Lincoln. Eastbound 94, we got some backups out of the 70th Street area all the way through the stadium. The westbound side's backed up from 17th to Holly Road. And then on southbound 43, we got backups from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way down to about the KK River crossing. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Chance of showers or storms, mostly cloudy skies, otherwise a low of 62. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, still humid, chance of showers, a high of 72. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This summer, your wishes take center stage at Wish Fest at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all summer for over $1 million in prizes and earn entries into the Wish Fest prize drawings on Friday, September 26th. Your entries from July, August, and September all count. Plus, 5 lucky winners will have their ultimate wish granted. Wish big, win big. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
I want you to really stress the importance of having an ethnically diverse blood supply. But I guess, what do you say to people that, for whatever reason, are apprehensive about giving blood?
It's not by accident that we are building this fixed donation site right in the heart of this Halyard Park, Harambe neighborhood. And to your point, our black and brown donors probably represents the smallest demographic in our donor base. That's attributed to multiple reasons. For those of us that understand the history, there is a lot of underlying mistrust of the healthcare system. And quite frankly, there's already challenges with how busy people are, how accessible they are to even know where to go to donate blood. And let's face it, a lot of folks are scared of needles, right? But when they get through all of that, the importance, I think, is a heavier burden on our black and brown communities, because there are a lot of different blood diseases that require what I'll call more of a match in blood that only comes from people of similar ethnicities. Something that's specific to our black donors and patients is something that I think your listeners are very familiar with: sickle cell disease. The only therapy that get them through their day-to-day life is blood transfusions. And it's not just what I'll call average or normal blood type or blood transfusion. It's actually a specific blood with a specific type called RO blood. And this RO blood typically only comes from people of African descent and Hispanic descent. And so that's why it's so important that our donor base is diverse, so that it helps our ethnically diverse patient population.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Green Bay Packers are now 2-1 after the Cleveland Browns upset them in a close defensive matchup. Coach Matt LaFleur on the loss.
One thing that we have to get corrected is, when you have 14 penalties in a game, it's going to be tough to overcome that.
The Packers and Micah Parsons now head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Despite the loss to the Cardinals, the Brewers clinched the NL Central due to the club's loss. Reese Hoskins on the clinch.
That's what this organization continues to do. Nobody thought we would win, and here we are again pouring champagne and beer on each other.
The crew heads to San Diego for a 3-game series against the Padres. First pitch is tonight at 8:40. Badger volleyball just keeps on winning, 6 in a row to be exact. They beat number 15 Florida 5-1 on Sunday. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Curly Q said, letting your fear keep you from vacationing. That is never going to happen. Josh say, what's up, Dr. Ken and Truth Nation chat? Salute. Curly Q said, go on vacation. Where'd that come from? Where did vacation? Yeah. I don't get it. 833-212-1017 is the number. So before the break, I was kind of talking about this whole regrets that Boomer have. So I got to ask you, what do you regret most about your life? 833-212-1017 is the number. Still want to remind you, you can stream and watch us live on YouTube at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a minute of a live show. Because you can always listen back anytime on 1017 The Truth app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, which is what I do. But think about that. What do you regret most about your life? 833-212-1017 is the number. What do you regret most? I think about I don't know. I kind of don't regret anything. I mean, there are some things I regret, but they're not major enough where I would go, I regret doing that. It would have changed. I don't. I was taught a long time ago that everything I do today is going to dictate what happens tomorrow. So I have to make sure I do things today so that I'm financially, emotionally, physically fit for tomorrow. Curly Q said, you were talking about things baby boomers regret doing. I started with not going on vacation. That's how it started. Everything pointed back to going on vacation. Kwanda said, not having more kids for my son to lean and fall on in case something happens to either me or his dad, especially with my health issues lately. That's all. Everything else made me who I am. Well, watch this. Everything that didn't happen made you who you are too. All the things you decided not to do that then didn't become consequences that you couldn't control didn't happen too. So maybe, I'm just going out there on a limb, maybe, right, predestination or free will, right? It always comes back to that for me. It seems to. Is that what it is? Or are you where you're supposed to be at this point in time? Because I think we forget that life kind of takes care of itself. And the one thing you can never control, time.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Talk to these people in terms of how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person, depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be is to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the first-time home buyer education workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
School's back in session. Kids have their backpacks, school supplies, and new clothes. But are you ready as a parent? Families are the single most important factor in a child's academic success. This year, get to know your child's teachers. Stay engaged with their learning. Don't be shy about asking questions along the way. Because as a parent, you are your child's first and most important teacher. Learn more about how City Forward Collective is helping families, students, and schools thrive at cityforwardcollective.org.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I was just telling Glenn, like, I thought Sade, like I'm serious. Sade is like, hey, like she's pretty hot. But there's one thing about Sade that I kind of go like, Like, I've seen her up close and personal, right? You know, concerts, stuff like that. But I thought, I was watching a video of her one day, and I thought, wow, her head's pretty big. Like, in comparison to the body she has, she got like a almond walnut type head. And I'm like, she looks like Mr. Lemonhead. And I was like, woo, okay. I mean, she kind of hot, but she got a almond head, like lemon head, like, And to be honest with you, can you, and I'm married, so I'm not saying, but can you be with a woman whose head is bigger than yours?
Yes, I've never seen that.
I bet you would. And Glenn said that a little too fast. Yes. Did you say that yes because it was Sade?
No, some hairstyles are more flattering than others.
No. That flat top hair I was like, you need to cover that up, sister, because I'm just saying. But she could sing, though. She could sing. I'm just saying. But can you really be with a woman like, I don't know. It was like even in her picture, she got a now I got a forehead. I admit that. But that girl, whew, that girl she got a big forehead. I'm just saying. She do. Glenn's like, nah. I'm like, she do. She's got a almond walnut type. She's a lemon head. That's gonna call her Sade Lemonhead. I'm just teasing. Hey, we know she ain't singing this song to me. We know that because I'm talking about her lemon head. But 833-212-1017 is the number. When we come back, we got Top 5 at 5. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
Come in with straight truth.
And to make matters even worse, Truth Nation, when you look at more numbers, there have been 59 children shot in the city of Milwaukee, and 40 of the perpetrators were also under 18. They were children. So you have almost 60 young folks here. If you go to a private school, some schools only got 60 kids in elementary school, but you're talking about maybe 3 classrooms in a middle school or elementary school worth of kids who have been shot in our city this year, but 40 of them who perpetrated the act were also children. So you're talking about 100 kids who are ruining their lives in the city of Milwaukee in 8 months. We have to be better because when you look at the overall murder rate in the city of Milwaukee, Milwaukee makes up about 50% of the total murders in the whole state of Wisconsin. But seeing young folks getting killed and young folks shooting guns is extremely troubling and puzzling to me. It should be puzzling to you as well. It's a troubling reality that we have to face in our community.
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday day count study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. It's the end of an era for a River West institution. After more than 20 years, the River West Co-op is closing, leaving many in the community reflecting on what it meant to be the neighborhood. Former volunteer coordinator Nikolai Chajo says this.
The co-op never measured its success by the money it made. Its motto was food for people, not for profit. And in that sense, every day that it was open and bringing people in and building relationships, it was achieving what it set out to achieve.
Chajo and other volunteers say while the store itself is closing, its impact on the neighborhood will last well beyond the final day. A man is arrested for a violent assault on UW-Madison's campus. Police say the victim was critically injured in a targeted and unprovoked attack. It happened in a parking lot adjacent to Camp Randall Stadium at 2 a.m. on Saturday. The suspect fled the scene, and police later located and arrested Keith Jones without incident. Jones faces tentative charges of aggravated battery with intent to cause great bodily harm, robbery, and violating probation. The ACLU of Wisconsin petitions the state's high court to make it illegal to hold ICE detainees in Wisconsin jails. The lawsuit claims sheriffs from Walworth, Brown, Kenosha, Sauk, and Marathon counties are voluntarily holding people for an additional 48 hours after they should be released under state law. The extra hold time allows for immigration agents to get custody of individuals so they can be deported. The organization claims that ICE sends detainers even for people with no criminal records or people who still have charges pending in Wisconsin courts. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I have a surprise guest. She was about to leave, and she allowed herself to be, let me see, wrangled? Tied up? I don't know. So we have Miss Willow Newell. She is Miss Wisconsin, who is fresh back from competing in Miss America 2025. Well, how are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for letting me come on.
What do you mean letting you come on? We was going to steal you. We was like, Dad was like, hey, it's my daughter. But I say, yeah, but she's Miss Wisconsin. She's everybody. I think that it's, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Now, I remember when you won Miss Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like such an honor because you're the first woman of color, black woman, who has been Miss Wisconsin. But I don't want that to overshadow the fact that you are Miss Wisconsin, that you represent the entire state. Millions of people now look to you as the epitome of intelligence, talent, a future, and how many young girls around the state of every race are able to look and see that a black woman can be a role model.
Man,
how's that make you feel? Like when you go back to you went to Carthage, right?
I did.
Like how do you feel if you go back and people like look at you in awe? Right.
I actually just went back to see a professor, one of my favorite professors.
Okay.
He taught a religion course.
It wasn't me? Oh, I didn't teach at Carthage. Okay, my bad.
We went on a trip to Africa, and so I went back to visit him just to say hi as Miss Wisconsin, and I saw some of my fellow students, and they were just so amazed and like in awe of me, and I just feel like Willow all the time whenever I walk into a space. So it is such an honor to have people look at me in that way. And I am reminded of my younger self who always had role models. And I just want to be the person that I always needed in my childhood.
Now, when you say role model, do you, in terms of that, what did that mean for you? Because I know, you have family and you have people, kind of walking you through those things. But you're in a position where if you, I guess I'm using the word twice, if you position yourself correctly, you can have a very successful life and lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely.
How's that translate to how you help younger men and women recognize that they can be successful at something?
For me, it's all about consistency and showing up every day, regardless of how hard things get or how intimidating things may seem. Just thinking about that and thinking about the position that I'm in and the ability to make an impact can be very stressful. I feel like it's a huge weight that I've been given at just the age of 22. So I try to stay focused and grounded in consistency. Showing up every day on social media, showing up at appearances and events. I mean, I'm all across the state all the time. This past weekend, Eau Claire, La Crosse, Beaver Dam, Kenosha, Milwaukee, I'm all over the place. And so I want to just show up consistently and be that person, be that light for other people. And then those who can't see me in person, showing up on social media, through lives, showing where I'm at, showing myself interacting with others.
Coming on The Truth.
Yes, coming on here, talking, just being my authentic self.
And so when you say authentic, what does that entail? Because everybody's authenticity is different.
Yes.
What is your authentic self?
For me, it's all about staying grounded, living in my truth and how I feel that day. So I know that sometimes I wake up in the morning and I don't feel like Miss Wisconsin. I don't feel energized. Sometimes I feel tired or drained. And living in that, not trying to convince myself that I feel otherwise. But showing up that way because I know there are people in the world who do have a lot to do and a lot of responsibility and they feel the same way. And so when I show up and I share that with people, if I'm at an event and don't try to hide it, I realize that I connect better with people one-on-one. And so it's really a blessing to be able to do that. People share so many different stories with me, stories about financial struggles, health struggles, struggles within their family. And so I'm trying to be that space for people to not only feel safe and share their stories, but maybe a space of inspiration by being authentic.
And so you graduated from Carthage?
I did, yes, in May.
With a degree in?
Musical theater with a minor in history.
Okay, so we'll be looking at you on the big screen pretty soon.
I hope so. I really want to get my master's in film.
Wait. We don't use words like hope and probably and...
I will.
There you go. Well, you say you want to get your MFA.
Yes.
In film to do what?
I want
Produce,
to screenwrite.
Direct. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm hoping. I want to make stories of people of diverse backgrounds, and I love history. So I got to study in Africa, England, and France in college, and I brought over so many different books. Eventually, I will have time to read those books and write a movie based on.
What do you mean eventually?
I'm so busy, I barely get time to read, to just sit down and finish a book.
Don't you have time? Well, you gotta spread out those meetings where you got to go from Racine to Eau Claire. You got time to read.
That's true. While I'm in the car?
Yeah, absolutely. Just don't drive while you.
Right.
Or maybe do an audiobook.
Oh, that's smart. There is Audible. I don't know why I haven't used it
yet. and so all those things people know about you. What are some of the things that people don't know about you?
I have 2 turtles at home. I don't talk about them much. 2 turtles at home. I love rock music. I've always loved rock music. I went through like a little emo goth phase when I was in middle school.
Okay.
So people will see me in crown and sash, and I wear a lot of pink now, but they don't know that I was once very awkward and shy, and I've grown from that. And
have you really, though?
Maybe.
Or
it's still in me somewhere.
Or have you, too much musical theater, you're able to...
I'm able to cover it
present.
Up. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
There's that. And then I'm just a family person. I feel like being in this role, a lot of people have asked about my family and my family influence. I love my family. I love my community. So huge influence from my mom and dad, of course, my younger sister, but then also my grandparents. I just come from a line of great, amazing people.
Mm-hmm. And so you're originally from where?
Racine.
Racine?
Yes.
Okay. Went to elementary and high school...
Jefferson Lighthouse for elementary school, middle school St. Catherine's, and then high school Park High School Racine.
Okay, so you made the rounds.
Yes.
Where do you see yourself in about 10 years?
10 years. I'm hoping that I can be on the Oscar red carpet. That would be really, really cool. Winning an award for some movie or production that I create. I really want to go to school, get my master's, and then start networking immediately to start putting some things in the works. I've made a great connection so far as Miss Wisconsin, so I'm looking forward to making connections with people in the arts and filmmakers. And I'm working with the Wisconsin Arts Board right now. I've also been able to talk to the National Assembly of States Arts Agencies. The director, Pam Bro, has been really amazing at giving me info and just making those connections for the arts. That's like what my platform is all about, is Miss Wisconsin.
Wonderful. Last question. When you retire, what do you want to say you did?
Everything. That's probably not a good thing to say, but everything. It would be really cool to win an EGOT, to be an EGOT winner. And then I just want to be happy. I want to be at peace. I don't want to have any regrets when I'm older.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Willow Newell, Miss Wisconsin. And I don't know how to say formerly contestant in Miss America.
Absolutely.
And contested in Miss America 2025.
Yes.
I would never get anywhere close to Mr. America.
Oh gosh, I don't believe that. You definitely would.
All right. Thank you much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Do I dare even answer this man's call?
Sure. Are you there?
I ain't even answered the damn call yet, man. Bob, keep this on the... Bob, listen to me. Keep this on the subject matter, and if you can, we can't take your call, man. You distracted.
Okay, now look. Since you don't listen to Linda about getting married, at least take that thing around your neck to push when something happens.
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Saving energy and money? It's easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%. And make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. Simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com. Again, that is WeEnergies.com.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. A lot of customers might have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home. But when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust them with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Watching them work from idea to installation gives you the ability to see firsthand the care taken to ensure the Pella experience is complete. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, all always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 9/30/2025.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's real, it's real. It's real. Oh, we back. Shorty, what up?
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. That was pretty cool. She was passing through, and I said, Now, I met her a while ago when she became Miss Wisconsin, and then she just did the Miss America 2025. That's kind of scary for me. Now watch this. My fear, I can't be Mr. Nothing but me. Because they'll be like, man, go somewhere and sit down. Go somewhere and sit down. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me refresh this to make sure. Showers and possible thunderstorms tonight. Right now it's 81 degrees, feels like. I'm sorry, it's 78 degrees. Wait a minute, which one is it? Yeah, 78 degrees, fair. Low tonight is 61, so might have a little rain, might not have a little rain, but, can't be too careful.
Number 5.
This from CBS 58, a 17-year-old girl accused in the crash that killed 3 people near 35th and Valide appeared in court today, and Deshauna Eggerson appeared visibly upset as a court commissioner read 9 of her charges, 3 for each person killed. The court commissioner told Eggerson she was old enough to know she shouldn't have been behind the wheel. Barry Phillips said the ultimate consequence is loss of life in these type of cases. And in this case, we've lost 3 lives. And if the allegations of this complaint are true, the sad part about it, that all you had to do is stop when the lights came on, and none of this would have happened. Criminal complaint says that Eggerson had been traveling between 70 and 80 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. Bond was set at $300,000. She's due back in court on September 29th.
Number 4.
This from WISN.com. Milwaukee police are investigating a deadly shooting after a person was found shot on a sidewalk near 76th and Silver Spring. That's at 10:30 p.m. on last night. Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office identified the victim as 15-year-old Azoria R. Jones. No one is in custody, and detectives are working to determine what led to the gunfire. Anyone with information is asked to call Milwaukee Police at 414-935-7360, or to remain anonymous, contact Crime Stoppers.
Number 3.
Well, I don't know if I'm supportive of these types of things because boycotts are boycotts. But last time he did it, it worked. Pastor Jamal Bryant is all for the recent calls to boycott Disney, Hulu, and ESPN. This is from thegrio.com. On yesterday, Bryant spearheaded the successful Target boycotts that led to a drastic decline in their profit and foot traffic. He's now co-signing the budding Disney boycott. He said, Americans are waking up and realizing that our constitutional rights are being infringed upon, and so I want to welcome them. I want to welcome them to the block party. Amen, because we've been boycotting Target since February. So I hope the larger community will boycott Target, as well as I am asking you to boycott Disney, boycott ESPN, boycott Hulu, and boycott any company that doesn't stand in alignment with your God-given right that has been shared with you. Now, in 2025, it's the year of fighting back. So I'm trying to figure out why. Well, larger communities are calling for viewers to boycott Walt Disney Company after the network abruptly pulled Jimmy Kimmel off the air. after comments he made about Charlie Kirk's passing. ABC's decision to suspend the show indefinitely deepened public concern about censorship, a pattern we've seen recently in light of Charlie Kirk's passing. Here's the other issue with that, though. What we're missing is that it's a broadcast network. So there's some public things that go that it's not the same as CNN, MSNBC, CNBC, Fox News. Those are all streaming. You can pretty much, within reason, say and do whatever the heck you want to do. They still try to watch out for the day parts, but by and large, we've turned over stuff our children watch, stuff they do, to TV. So what we're missing is, at some point, you're talking out of both sides. Hulu, you pay for. Disney Plus, you pay for. ABC, you don't. So if they don't want to really deal with DEI, they're not. They're going to play the game like everybody else. So we have to be careful when we start to push a company like this and not divide out, this is what they can do, this is what we need to argue, because freedom of speech does not extend to television. We don't have a fairness doctrine. It ended in 1987, started in the 1940s, ended in the 1980s, and we don't have it anymore. So if you want to, you can start a YouTube channel or go on Hulu or Netflix or whatever streaming and talk yourself into oblivion. We have to be careful when we do that because they stop somebody that you like doesn't necessarily mean it's censorship. They're exercising their power over the licenses they have over broadcast television, which is regulated by the federal government. Now, the FCC chairman didn't have any business saying what he said about what Jimmy Kimmel said about Charlie Kirk, unless he did it in as a private citizen. But when you are a quote-unquote government official, as the Federal Communications Commission chairman, you got to be careful, and that's all I'm saying about that. It's a very delicate thing, and we have to be careful when we talk about those things as it relates to government and FCC and all those things, right? So that's their fight. That's their fight. You choose. But all I'm saying is, be careful.
Number 2.
This story, hang on, because I skipped. Glenn, what happened to the Packers? I'm just saying. Like, I was pausing to see whether I was going to really go down that road because I know, some of y'all be getting kind of beside yourself. But what happened to the Packers? Like, what's that about?
They ate a slice of humble pie, and it's good that it came now, but we see some of the glaring weaknesses that we kind of forgot about because the defense was so good through the first couple of weeks. The defense is still very good, but the secondary isn't going to hold up for as long as we thought. The O-line looked a little bit, disheveled, and they got thrown around. I believe Jordan Love was sacked 4 or 5 times. And
it was 5.
5 times. And the wide receivers just couldn't get open. The running game also struggled, but that's a factor that comes with the O-line. But it's better now that they take a really bad loss opposed to November or December, when the division needs to shake out.
But you remember when I said that, right?
I do.
And when I said that, people looked at me like I was crazy. And I said that their issue is going to be their secondary. And y'all looked at me like, they'll be fine. I was like, okay. Their secondary is not the best. And y'all told me that I was like, I should go kick rocks. So I guess the Browns did.
No, I think about this game as it's a homework assignment. It's everybody gets to go home and they need to, and, you know, some people got B's, some people's got C's. There's some people that got F's. Special teams coach, he got an F. He has a lot of things to work on, a lot of coaching points and stuff like that. It's good to have something to work on and something to critique going forward.
But it seems that the Packers have fallen into the same thing that everybody else said that they were falling into. They refuse to change their game plan in the second half. This is just me. If I'm winning in the first half, I'm not going to keep doing what I was doing in the first half because they woke up. They had time to pause and look at tape. Change.
No,
but for some reason, they keep doing the same thing the second half. Like, he must have got sacked like twice in a row. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, something's not right.
I mean, it comes down to coaching as well. I think that's been the knock on LaFleur as long as, you know, he's been tenured.
Yep.
They've beaten the teams that they're supposed to beat, but when they get in get in games where they might either have to come back or they have to preserve a lead, there's a lot of decisions that are, you know, head scratching.
It's either blowout or they lose.
Right. It's tough. I mean, again, as a Packers fan, I'm not a Packers fan myself, but I think for Packers fans, there's some type of optimism. It's good to lose to a bad team this early in the year, so you know what needs to be done to beat the better teams when it matters.
But we're talking in 47 seconds. Another team scored, equaled it, and then beat you. That's weird to me. Like in 47 seconds of regulation time, they went from 10-0 to 10-7, 10-3, and then field goal or whatever way it went.
Yeah, and again, that comes back to coaching. Again, if you're in that 2-minute warning or that 3-minute kind of area, you can run the ball 2 or 3 times and you're going to burn a minute.
Right.
Or the team is forced to use a timeout or two, and then you draw up a play, obviously, to that you want to get across on 3rd and whatever, or even 4th and short, depending on field situations.
But you got sacked.
And he threw a pick too.
Right.
So
and then he threw a pick.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was head scratching. Mind you, I'm in Chicago and they beat Dallas.
That's the Super Bowl for them.
Well, no, when they beat the Packers last year, that was Super Bowl for them.
I got friends telling me they're going to win a division now because they beat the Cowboys.
No, they're not. Because the Packers going to beat the Cowboys on Monday. Because Jerry has taken he didn't sold the wheels off that team. So it's I don't think they'll ever be America's team. They'll be a team in America. Which leads me to a college team. So they got this new rule, which is odd to me because you would think they've had this rule for years, right? Or refs just kind of don't pay attention. I don't get it. But if you fake an injury, right? You know how many people fake injuries in sports, right? Am I right?
Right. Free timeout. It's a free timeout.
It's a free timeout. Somebody pretend like some third string go in and then pretend like you're hurt. Well, Syracuse, the ACC fined Syracuse $25,000 and reprimanded the school for faking injuries in a win over Clemson this Saturday. Clemson quarterback Cade Klubnik, I'd probably be injured if I had the name Klubnik too, made clear in his post-game interview that he was not buying the injuries suffered by Syracuse defenders in his team's upset loss to the Orange, using air quotes when referencing their injuries. Props to them. They stopped us on some third downs and in certain times, and then they have an injury or something like that when we really get going. The incident took place as Clemson was driving in Syracuse territory with 9:25 left in the fourth quarter. And Syracuse freshman defensive lineman, it's always a freshman, Nissi Obabor, slowly dropped to the ground and laid down after a big pass completion by the Tigers. Defensive lineman Kevin Jabitney Jr. also went down, and the league said there was action taken by a coach on Syracuse sideline that indicated they were instructed to pretend they were hurt to slow their progress. It was a clear attempt to gain unmerited advantage by stopping the game in order to secure an injury timeout.
The clip of it is actually hilarious. There's like a huge 30, 40-yard catch. The receiver gets up flexing, and then you see one guy grab a calf. There's another guy grabbing his ankle. They toss him a water bottle, and he tries to get up and roll over, and they're like, "Stay down, stay down, stay down."
Stay down till the trainer gets here. And of course, he did it in the opposite side of the field, so he got to run. The trainer has to run all the way down the. Yeah, $25,000 though, dude.
It's common. I mean, it's very common in sports. I've done it at Concordia up the road. I have.
You admit that?
Of course.
Well, they're in a different conference now. So
even still, though. Yeah, up 10, 3 minutes left, and they're driving into the end zone. Yeah, I might lay down for a second to come out for a play.
Wow.
I might have a back spasm. It happens.
Wow.
It's a coaching point.
Wow. Coaches coach that?
Yeah, same thing as if there's a late drive and the team is trying to get down, you make the tackle, lay on the guy.
All right. Get up slow.
Yep, dead weight. Just lay on him.
Yeah. And then people start shoving, get off me. And wow. I am so heartbroken. Here I thought you were this upstanding, and you just be faking. You be faking the funk, huh?
Win at all costs.
Wow. I'm disappointed in you, Glenn. I thought you was better people than that. I thought you actually faked, like back spasm, ankle.
At least 4 games in my life.
Really?
At least 4 games.
Were you told to do it?
I was a very aware and cautious player. So it wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world to come out for a play, especially if I'm tired. I mean,
right.
Cramp, toe, water, please now.
Toe cramp?
Something, anything. Everything hurts.
Those do hurt. All right, well, thank you, sir. I think I appreciate it. All right.
Number 1.
This from thegrio.com. Wells Fargo is settling a suit alleging they held fake interviews as part of DEI hiring initiatives. Wells Fargo, once again, has agreed to settle a lawsuit alleging that the company misrepresented its DEI initiatives to increase the number of people from underrepresented groups in higher-paying jobs by holding fake interviews for jobs that were often already taken. That's according to the Charlotte Observer. No settlement terms have been finalized. The agreement is still being negotiated and expected to be submitted to the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California by October 13th for approval. According to the lawsuit, September 2022, plaintiffs alleged that between February of 2021 and June of 2022, Wells Fargo effectively held fake diversity hire interviews for jobs that were already taken. Wells Fargo previously set a mandate that half of all jobs in the United States paying $100,000 or more would go to people from diverse and or underrepresented groups. How could you even promise that? Ethnic, racial, women, veterans, LGBTQ plus individuals, and people with disabilities. Well, the plaintiff claims that while job interviews were held, they were all shams, as Wells Fargo had no intention of filling those jobs with diverse candidates. And in September of 2022, the Securities and Exchange Commission also raised concerns about the bank's hiring practices. However, Department of Justice and Securities and Exchange Commission closed the investigations into the bank without further action. They denied all accusations and claims. They said, we believe the claims are without merit. And according to the bank's DEI filings and SEC, roughly 46% of the 238,000 employees were considered racially or ethnically diverse. However, in the wake of President Trump's crackdown on DEI initiatives for all companies doing business, Wells Fargo dropped many of its references to DEI and goals. And as if that wasn't enough, a banking player has fallen from the top 10 largest banks in the area, making room for a local competitor. This is from the Milwaukee Business Journal. And that bank is Wells Fargo. So they're not having a really good time in recent days. Their past has been spotty, I'll say that. And there have been some stories about some of the things, along with Netflix documentaries on some of the things that Wells Fargo has been accused of regarding some of their practices and opening accounts, things of that nature. And so, all I can say is be careful. I'm just saying. 833-212-1017 is the number. The Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra is back for the 2025 season as principal Pops conductor Brian Stripling opens the season with Disco Divas. Now's your chance to win a pair of Disco Diva tickets live from the Bradley Symphony Center this Saturday, September 27th. Call 833-212-1017. Be caller number 3 right now to win the tickets. That's 833-212-1017 to win tickets to see Disco Divas. Be caller number 3. Also, calling all Black-owned business owners and entrepreneurs if you're looking to share your story and reach and grow your company. Well, we've teamed up with Associated Bank and our Black-owned business Give Back, and each quarter, 4 lucky business owners will win an opportunity to spotlight their brand and journey on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. And to sign up for your Black Business Spotlight interviews, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC. And now with 1017 The Truth traffic, here's Debbie Lazaga.
We are seeing delays, but no more accidents at least. Westbound 94 is backing up out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound has got some backups from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. That earlier accident blocking the left lane cleared now. Southbound on 41, backing up from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol. Northbound slowing down just before Mayfair Road up to about Burleigh. And then on southbound 894, still a bit heavy through the Zoo interchange down towards Lincoln. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, chance of showers or storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 62. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, still humid, a chance for showers, a high of 72. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Dr. Ken Harris with his truth.
Juneteenth signifies the occasion in 1865 when the final enslaved blacks in Texas were notified of their liberation 2.5 years subsequent to the Emancipation Proclamation. The moment when 100% of victims of slavery finally recognized their liberation indicated the principles of the U.S. Constitution came to be universally applicable. This represents a success for Black Americans and a subsequent and significant point in American history, highlighting the nation's alleged dedication to liberty and justice for all. The recent verdict in the murder of Sade Robinson serves as a reminder of the enduring evils and oppression we still face. Despite independence, numerous blacks still encounter exploitation, and they are masquerading as freedom. Commemorating Juneteenth compels us all to acknowledge these realities and compel the nation's past and promote a truthful national narrative. Juneteenth, along with the murder conviction of the disgusting individual who killed Miss Robinson, serves not merely as a celebration, but also as a summons to action. Remember this history in your daily discussions and interactions. If Juneteenth caused the conflation of liberty and justice for Black America, I say one death represented by the murder of Miss Robinson is a denial of liberty and an injustice to all of Black America.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, weekdays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Green Bay Packers are now 2-1 after the Cleveland Browns upset them in a close defensive matchup. Coach Matt LaFleur on the loss.
One thing that we have to get corrected is, when you have 14 penalties in a game, it's going to be tough to overcome that.
The Packers and Micah Parsons now head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Despite the loss to the Cardinals, the Brewers clinched the NL Central due to the club's loss. Reese Hoskins on the clinch.
That's what this organization continues to do. Nobody thought we would win, and here we are again pouring champagne and beer on each other.
The crew heads to San Diego for a 3-game series against the Padres. First pitch is tonight at 8:40. Badger volleyball just keeps on winning, 6 in a row to be exact. They beat number 15 Florida 5-1 on Sunday. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey. You better work it. Excess. Sleep. DJ Sarasa. Chicka, boom, boom. I can't help it. Like a heavy deck of cards, so I dealt it. I'm the fire from the spark, yeah, you felt it. Pull a lighter from the dark, now you melt it. I was building up an arc when it's raining. Want no better time to stop when we're painting.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You know, when a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. A lot of customers might have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home, but when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust them to bring your project that you need for your home to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. So to do that, you can order by the end of the month and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com. Talking text line. Curly Q said Wells Fargo's been a horrible institution for a number of years, if not over a decade. And do we have a winner of the disco? Kawanda? Kawanda won? The same Kawanda? Way to go, Armin Kawanda, way to go. Woo, 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 woo. She said, hey. She said, congratulations to be my first time calling any radio show and actually winning. Of course. My show? Of course. I'm taking credit for something I didn't even do. I didn't even do it. I went and got some water and some coffee. I came back, I was like, who the winner? Wow, that was interesting. And that's why I leave. I didn't have nothing to do with it. She did it herself. Woo, woo. I ain't mad at her. So congratulations, Kwanda. She'll be going this Saturday to see the Disco Divas on September 27th. Symphony Orchestra. Interesting. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, do black people care that Jimmy Kimmel's off the air and coming back? Like, really? Like, really? Like, really? Do people really care? I don't think so. Like, I don't think, yeah. Like, do black people even watch Jimmy Kimmel? Or is that why they rarely show his audience? Maybe that's why. It's not diverse.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Celebrate the reigning queens of disco with Disco Divas, running at the Bradley Symphony Center September 26th through the 28th. Principal Pops conductor Byron Stripling will lead the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and an all-star trio of vocalists in all of your favorite hits from the disco era. Think Donna Summer, Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, and Chaka Khan, as well as the Bee Gees, Earth, Wind & Fire, and even Michael Jackson. Those silky high strings and thumping bass lines will never sound better as you dance and sing along in your seat to tunes like I Will Survive, We Are Family, I'm Coming Out, and more. So what are you waiting for? Get those sequins out of storage and call the box office now at 414-291-7605 for Disco Divas or visit mso.org.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
So are you like adding insult to injury? Like it's raining and overcast outside and he plays Roy Ayers' Sunshine. You're listening to... Don't fade it out now. Let it play. You see how you do me? Y'all see how they do me? They be watching. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So somebody just came and invaded my studio. First of all, they kicked me. I said, listen, I'm coming in, and I'm going to kick the door in, and you better let me in. So I said, okay, yes, ma'am.
See? If you would have actually said that, then it would have been a totally different outcome. But Truth Nation, what he is sharing with you is exactly the opposite of what truly happened.
Of course.
I walk into...
It's called a lie.
I don't like to use that word, but
no, I said it's a lie.
What's going on,
used it about me.
Kawanda?
Yeah, she just won.
She won what?
The Disco Diva tickets with Milwaukee Symphony.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is she taking me?
No, she ain't taking me. I don't think we can do that. The other folks with the 3-letter.
This is why I cannot stand rules. Rules are just they're joy killers. Not for real. Rules just kill joy. Man, that's going to be a great show.
Truth Unfiltered tonight will be hosted by the magnanimous D.T. Thomas.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
She'll be in, and I got to roll out, but so she'll be doing it dolo. Is it solo dolo or dolo solo?
It's solo dolo. Glenn, I pray for you, brother. Oh, he left. Look, you
right there. You're right there.
Oh, he's there. Glenn, I pray for you. You do this every day too?
No.
With Dr. Ken?
No, we don't do it every day.
More than I should.
Man. And the Nobel Prize goes to. We're going to have a great show.
2 GKB students and teachers and staff disappeared.
Can everyone...
I got to get rid of like 6 people in order for 2 people to disappear who happen to be a host and a producer, but I'm not saying.
Can everyone just stay tuned in because Dr. Ken is
What you going to be talking about?
Thank you.
What you going to be talking about?
Well, so there is a lot of breaking news, but here's the thing. I'm trying to be strategic because I'm hosting the morning show with Brother Dame. I'm co-hosting.
You got 1, 2, 3. So you're on like 3 times in less than 12 hours.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I want to be strategic and give Truth Nation like really good dialogue regarding these breaking news topics. But Brother Dame, I need him because, Brother Dame, he's a genius.
Right.
So I'm going to save the Jimmy Kimmel update because as far as black folks, freedom of speech, it's not new to us.
Right.
It really isn't because, okay, I'll tell y'all a true story, Truth Nation. Hold on, let me pray really quick. Do I want to say this?
No, you don't want to say it.
If I have to think about it, you're right.
Say it after 6 o'clock. It gives some time to think about it. The news will play.
You're
you
right.
Get to relax, and then you'll think it because sometimes you and I, somebody say something, we get triggered and be like, "What?" And then
you're right.
We'll be like, "Well,
but that's what I'm saying.
Freedom of speech.
Black Americans."
Got to watch it.
We have to watch everything every day.
But that's why I laugh when people talk about Jimmy Kimmel because I'm like, we've been having to do that for the last 400 years. Now you got to do it for the last 400 minutes.
That's what,
and we get mad. I'm like,
Curly Q, yes. What's up, sis? What's up, Queen? Yes, I'm going to be live. I'm going to be live from 6 to 8. We're going to have a special in-studio guest, Dr. Ken. He's got to be great for somebody
else. Why you boot me out? You ain't mad?
You know I didn't boot you out. You know.
She booted me out and told me I had to go take class. I had to. She said, go teach your class. I'm going to hold down the fort. I got this.
I got this. I'm going to hold it down.
That's right.
LaRon says, I pray for DT, but she never shows up. What does that mean, LaRon? Show up where?
He don't. Just some stuff you can skip.
Somebody said Dr. Ken get kicked out by. I love it.
Wait a minute. Let me scroll up and get back to let me scroll up and get back to the beginning.
Bye, Dr. Ken.
Let me get back to the beginning. What did Sylvia say? Hey, handsome. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sylvia.
Oh my gosh, Sylvia.
Look at this. So I don't know why, but I've never seen a black person as a trainer of a tiger. Like, why? Because in Oklahoma Preserve, trainer killed by tiger attack. Like, what? Like, that's what tigers actually do.
That's got to be.
Like, literally, that's what they do.
The worst way to go out.
Well,
they say drowning or burning, but man, to get mauled.
I'm thinking a snake around my neck.
I think getting mauled by a tiger is worse. Because the tiger is in hunt mode. He's like, dinner.
Why you gotta say it like that? And then once they get blood, it's over.
Have you ever?
That's like raw meat.
You're a walking dictionary. But I actually looked up the definition of mauling.
Mm-hmm. You don't want that.
From a neurological standpoint, when animals, whether it's a bear or a tiger, their intention is to kill.
Right.
Because at that point, they see you as
meat.
Dinner.
And you're moving. And they pound you. Like a bear, their claws are like long hooks.
I didn't say we had to go into the details. You know I'm sensitive. But go ahead. There's people probably listening like, I'm trying to eat dinner. Dr. Ken was ready to go in, y'all. He's ready to give us a whole
black
Tarantino.
People, black people don't eat this early. Girl, stop.
Somebody eating somewhere.
In China.
Or having a nice...
Remember I said, somebody in China. Yeah.
I was going to say, somebody somewhere is having a nice either happy hour and they don't want to hear about a person getting mauled.
That is true. So I'm going to leave.
LeBron says big cats suffocate you before they eat you. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't want no parts of that.
I don't want no parts of it. I don't want to touch it. I'm done. It's over. Denise is coming. It's going to be great. And we going to hang out.
Just y'all.
And that's
Get
that.
out my seat!
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Truth Unfiltered is up next with Denise D.T. Thomas,
We will
effective
miss you,
communication
Dr. Ken.
coach. Can I finish my like
bad.
you gonna let
You're
me?
right.
You,
You're right.
You know what? Look. You know what? Forget it.
We're gonna miss you.
All right, later. Tag. You it. I'm out.
Hey, somebody said tonight was a great show. Look at that.